So, today I want to talk about our environments and how they affect our thinking. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stein, and today I want to talk about our environments and how they affect our thinking. Now, everybody knows that where you're from, how you're raised, who's around you, what you're up to, that is going to affect how you think. But I want to talk about specifically how that affects us maybe in the music world and in terms of what we want to do in the future with our lives and what we want to do in the present with our careers and with our talents. So I was reading a book recently about a guy that was basically challenging the norms of his society. Okay, so people that just wake up and go to work, they work their 9 to 5, they maybe have some kids, they come back, they watch TV, and maybe they have a hobby and whatnot, and they do whatever they want on the weekends, whether that's going to do something active or maybe going to the bar or whatever. And I was thinking about that for myself, just how even though that description doesn't necessarily fit my life to a T, but it caused me to think that it's easy to get caught up in what we see on social media and what maybe we see in our own cities and specifically in our friend groups. And that, I think, affects the way we think, and it sometimes affects our desires, what we want. And one interesting thing about this book that I was reading is that it challenged me to think outside of what I'm used to thinking, which is a challenge. And I started to think about this in terms of music, and that if you're on social media a lot, talking about your music or building your brand or whatnot. If you consume a lot of content, that content tends to be the same over time. The algorithms and whatnot send you information and send you content that's suited to what you consume, which is helpful in a lot of ways. But in other ways, it just gives you what you've already consumed in the past, and even though that evolves over time, it gets to be very specific. And one thing that's negative about that is that it narrows your focus on what you are bombarded with. And when we're not challenged, when we're not faced with opposition, or if we're not faced with different perspectives or different points of view, it's really just kind of a feedback loop of what we already think, which can kind of get us into very dogmatic or strict ways of thinking. And I think this plays a big part in the music world. That maybe, I've talked about hip hop and rap on this channel before, but that's a great example. Like if you get into like social media hip hop, a lot of the same content's going to keep coming back up. And one of the themes about that is that it causes people to think, I can make a lot of money, or I can get into this for this or that, or it's about the money or the cars or the girls or the fame and getting put on and getting discovered, and in a way that if we see that and if we're around that and we're consuming that, it can affect the way we think. It can affect even our desires, which may not be exactly what you deep down want. And that's the scary thing. The scary thing is that the more and more we're around the same type of things, the same type of stimuli, the same types of people that are from the same types of places that are pursuing the same types of things. I am often encouraged by other people to surround myself with like-minded people. And that supposedly, so the advice goes, is to help me achieve with other people that are like-minded the same goal. And I want to push back against that just for a moment. That when we are surrounded by like-minded people, it's really, really easy for us to become insular and to not be challenged and to not be engaging with different points of view, different goals, different ideas, and that's something that I've kind of today have been made aware of more in my life. That when I'm around a certain group of people, or if I'm looking at similar content on the internet, or if I'm reading the same type of books, it can cause me to think things and to focus on things that may not necessarily be best for me. It may just actually be a reflection of that content that I'm consuming. On the other hand, this book that I read, that I was reading today, it really just caused me to think and to challenge the assumptions that I have about my life, about what I'm doing, about who I'm around, and the perspectives, broad perspectives of people who are working, who, in terms of scheduling, in terms of their hobbies. And it was just really a great encouragement to me. And it caused me to think really hard about some things, which doesn't happen a lot, unfortunately. But I was curious, what is the source of your challenges? Where do you get feedback that may not necessarily be of your perspective? Who in your life maybe speaks truth to you that may be difficult to hear, but is outside of your kind of environment to where it's objective? What types of books are you reading? What type of ways do you try to mix it up in order to get different forms of input? I'd be interested to hear what that answer is for you. I really appreciate the support so far on the channel. Of course, these are just my thoughts. These are just my experiences as an independent artist who is trying to make sense of everything that I am going through, thinking about, and I hope it's an encouragement to you if you're just now kind of getting started with some of my videos. I appreciate you watching it. I'll try to respond to any comments and questions or anything that you leave down below in the comments. So, as always, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you again next time.